What is going on, guys? Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and I am super excited today. Today we're looking at a Vanilla Ice Zane. This is a non-DLC, non-Seen Dead build, where you can do a ton of damage, you can mob, and you can keep those kill skills up the entire time. So those of you that can't afford the DLC, or you just haven't got it, and you're a bit intimidated by the Seen Dead class mod, this is for you. You can use this build, and as you'll be see from the gameplay footage in a short while, you'll just be able to keep your kill skills up all the time. You're doing a hell of a lot of damage, and it is brilliant. So let's go through the gear first, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the tree. For this particular build and gear, I have focused on the redistributor, which is a drop from Wotan. I use a Sentinel Cryo redistributor. You could use the normal God roll redistributor that is here, or anything cryo works to a certain extent, but the main thing is that you want to be keeping your chances of freezing enemies up to its highest amount constantly. In terms of other weapons, there's a Cutsman here, always Sentinel Cryo, and a Dictator. Shields, I use a recharger here, and I'll get onto why I use a recharger in a short while, but essentially you could use a transformer, which I'll include in the save file, and a Void Rift here as well. The class mod that I've gone with for a non-DLC class mod, I've gone with the Techspert, and that is because we're going to be recharging potentially our Sentinel cooldown and duration, and I can't tell you how amazing that is. When then actually needed. If you're going between one area to another and you might lose your Sentinel drone, getting it back instantaneously as soon as you freeze someone, which happens all the time, by the way, guys, is incredible. And then I've got an Icebreaker Victory Rush, which buffs all our SMGs and cryos, and the Mervtacular Hex. Again, you don't have to use this grenade. You could use the Its Piss with an anointment. You could use something with an ASC. You don't have to use the movement speed on your shield and grenade. ASC will help boost the hyper focus splash damage as well, which is really good. And then I've included a few other things as well in this save file. Majority of these are non-DLC, but if you wanted a Clairvoyance or a Soul Render, I've included some cryo versions of those in there as well as another Techspert and a Seen Dead if you're just after a really good Seen Dead. So in terms of the build, as I said before, because we're not using the Seen Dead, we need to try and optimize damage as well as survivability. So of course with the Seen Dead, you're going to be getting health regen and fire rate buffs and extra projectile buffs all the time. So we're not going to have that here. So we need to work around that. So the premise really works all around this skill, Cool, Calm and Collected. It's all about this skill. So when our shields are... so when we freeze an enemy, we begin recharging our shield. If our shields are already full, it's health. If our health's already full, it's action skills. We're freezing people that often, and our shield is giving us that much protection that our health and our shield are always up, which means that you're getting our kill skills proccing all the time, and it is instantaneous. It's not like the Seen Dead where you can see it sometimes just grow. It is in a blink of an eye, as you'll see in the gameplay, your skills are back up and running. You can, I would say you can play around with the blue tree a little bit and the orange tree, but the green tree I would keep as it is. We want our shields back as fast as possible. We want our cooldown rate as fast as possible. Brain freeze is absolutely essential. It can help us get our enemies frozen all the time. Confidence, of course. And then we have Best Served Cold here, because again, we're all about cryo. We're creating cryo. We want people frozen. The more people frozen, the more our kill skills come back. The more our kill skills come back, we've got more damage. So that's the tree. We've got with nanites and some shite here, and then the augment of all rounder as well for that dome to give us that movement around the map. Then in the blue tree, we only need 2 in salvation here. That is more than enough health regen with what we've got in the green tree. We've got violent speed and violent momentum here, drone delivery, which is essential, and then we only go down here to Death Thaller's Close. We don't need to go down here because without the Seen Dead, we're not going to be constantly proccing this kill skill, so we're not going to be constantly having the extra 5 shots. So this will only be after a kill, so you are killing enemies pretty fast, but weighing that up, it's probably not worth it, and we want more damage. In terms of the orange tree, this is where we live, so we want synchronicity and Donnybrook for that extra damage, of course. Magazine size really helps with the redistributor and the hyper focus, and again borrow time just for that extra skill duration, because, like, you know, this isn't as powerful as the Seeing Dead, so there are going to be times when you're going to be going through mobbing or you need to proc something, so giving that extra little bit of duration really does help. And then I've put 3 in Supersonic Man. Guys, honestly, stick around for the gameplay. You will not believe your eyes on how easy this is to maintain your skills. The gameplay is on Mayhem 4, and you just wreck fools. I was so surprised to see this. Big shout out to my community when we did this on stream with some of the guys. Infinity Chilled, Brit with a big input, Sobek as well with some great inputs, Shafin as well. Guys, you guys were amazing. This build is for you. It was absolutely brilliant. If you do like this video, please consider liking and subscribing the channel. We will be doing more videos like this, and as I say, guys, if you don't have the DLC and you can't get access to the Seeing Dead, this is the one for you if you're a Zane main. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. The only items I would consider maybe getting yourself is a shock cutsman. I didn't have one to hand here. I would get yourself some coverage on shock or a shock hyper focus, but other than that, guys, enjoy. It's brilliant. And stay frosty, guys. I'll catch you on the flip.
I'd call this a successful operation.